Bitcoin is approaching its major resistance and the crypto whales are getting ready for a huge move. What are the probabilities? Can we reclaim it and create a new all-time high? Or are we about to see a rejection? What are the next targets? We will reveal in this video. Hello ladies and gentlemen of the Paradise Club, this is Simon from My Crypto Paradise. Welcome back, it's great to have you here. Today is Tuesday and a new week is ahead of us. New trading week is going to be very interesting and I will explain to you why. First of all, I want to start with you by analyzing what's going on behind the scenes, who triggered this upward momentum and what is the next probability of the next move, alright? So let's take a look first of all what's going on with the CVD. I have placed that on aggregated spot only, so as you can see since here, basically from this section right here, there was lots of market selling, all right? And then I've told you in the previous video that I want to see something what's gonna trigger the sentiment to 80, right? So something happened, and you know, if you are watching us in Telegram, you know the news, we are sharing with you the news, so you know that something sentiment-wise changed right here, and as you can see, the market started to spot buying with market buy orders. This is important since around this level right here. But who triggered this price action to the upside? Well, let's take a look at this indicator, this next indicator. As you can see, the net long positions are creating, it's pretty much sideways. It's not really strong long position opening after we have triggered this huge sell pressure to the downside. As you can see, long positions are very scared to get back. The over leveraged crypto traders that been opening 50, 100x leverage long positions right here are not really so keen to open them again after this crash, after they have got completely liquidated. So as you can see, the leverage is being very strict in the market recently, but we are seeing higher lows and higher highs. So this price action, since basically here we can see lots of small traders are entering into long positions, right? So we have some long positions opening, but most of what triggered this price action to the upside was actually covering of short positions. So take a look at this grind to the downside. Loads of net short positions been opening. The biggest one was right here at the bottom, and then they have basically started to cover the short positions. As you can see, we are seeing higher highs on the price action to the downside and then lower highs on the price action to the upside. So basically right now the price action to the upside is being made mostly by covering short positions. So short positions in the market getting closed, all right? And that's what triggered this price action to the upside, and they are almost closed. As you can see, we are almost back to the starting point when the short positions being opened, right? So what does it suggest? First of all, it doesn't really suggest that from the higher probability perspective this is sustainable for a continuation, right? Because it's not triggered by real buy-in from some whales, it's triggered by shorts covering mostly, all right? So this is usually not sustainable for a price continuation. Henceforth, the probabilities are go for bears for a price reversal to the downside. If you take a look also at the open interest, we can confirm that, right? The open interest together with the short positions is having lower highs and lower lows. That means no new positions are being created, and basically this price action to the upside was created on the shorts covering. However, if you take a look right here, this is the bottom of the long positions. They are not closed yet, right? Neither the market spot buying. So they are still in a position, and if we will start dumping right now, they will be trapped, right? They will start losing money. So what they gonna do with the highest probability? Usually when something like this happens, the market makers are basically trying to push through some important levels, for example, point of control, and they want the traders to panic. And once they start panicking, they will start closing the long positions, and that will trigger short positions immediately, right? Because when you close a long position, you need to sell the contracts that you have bought, right? And that basically puts a fuel in the price action in that direction, in the downside direction. And also these market spot buys will also start panic selling if some important structure support level will be broken to the downside, all right? So very important to understand this dynamics in the market, all right? And also let's take a look at this price action to the upside. What's happening with sell limit orders? So if we take a look here, we can see the order book suit, all right? And we can see distribution during this price action to the upside. We can see see huge distribution, and the order book suite is actually showing us the buy limit orders and sell limit orders. So for example, right here it was positive, so right here lots of buy limit orders being triggered, right? However, if it's going into negative numbers, lots of sell limit orders being triggered. So it seems like the market buying provided liquidity for the sell limit orders to be triggered. So there is lots of positions in shorts on the spot market that been creating sell limit orders. The market buying traders are still in a position. All right. So lots of distribution. This is called distribution. Somebody been distributing on this price action to the upside. So they have been eating the buying liquidity basically. We have an important sell wall right here at around $120,000 as you can see, and very also important buy wall is right here at $105,000. We will definitely take a look at $105,000 in this video. So remember, $105,000, very important buy wall, and a sell wall, very important sell wall at around $120,000. We have been already speaking about that the long positions are right now being trapped, and if we will start crashing to the downside, they will probably panic sell. We can confirm that in the market right now there are more over leveraged long positions than short positions by taking a look at our accumulated funding rates. You can monitor with me these accumulated funding rates on our website mycryptoparadise.com, and you can clearly see that the funding rates are very positive. That means these red numbers, when you see a lot of red, this is a warning sign if you're in a long position, right? Because this usually what triggers a long squeeze. It's much more profitable for the market makers to shift the price action to the downside because they will trigger the stop losses and liquidation levels of these long positions, and that's how they make money, right? Let's take a look right now at the liquidation heat map. We can see that one of the most important cluster of liquidation levels is at around $112,000. As you can see, it's bright like a diamond, very bright, very huge cluster right here. So be very dangerous at about $112,000. Be very aware. I mean, this is going to be dangerous if we will start dumping to the downside. Dangerous spot right here, right? So if you are in a long position, definitely try to place your stop loss below this at least. If you are in a long position, try to place your stop loss at least below it. That's much more secure if you have it above it or in this cluster. Let's take a look at fear and greed index. You know, fear and greed index, we are analyzing what's going on social media. You can also monitor that with me on our website MyCryptoParadise. You just need to go to membership, then insights and crypto fear and greed index. We have also added bull market peak signal, new indicators, very interesting ones. So that's basically what monitors the ultra high time frame peak signal. All right, as you know, I believe it's going to be at $240,000, and very interesting to monitor that. So you can monitor that for free on our website as well. Right now it's live. Let's take a look at the fear and greed index. We are on 4-hour time frame. You know, important levels, magical actually levels 80 and 20. When you confluence the 80 with some important resistance on Bitcoin, it's working usually as a top-end signal. It did right here, it did right here, it did right here as well when it was close to 80. And when we are back at 20, that's basically extreme fear. And usually when you confluence that with some important support, it's working as a bottom-end signal. As you can see, we have already touched that 80, all right? And usually when we touch important level, the extreme of 80, we are on the grind to the downside towards 20. So something to be aware of. Some other indicators that I will be analyzing in the next video, but you can see that the fear and greed index right here on the 4-hour time frame is in a greed mode. If I shift to daily, we have already touched very closely to the 80 as well. So because we are at resistance, I will be sharing with you that resistance. This is a dangerous signal favoring bears, obviously favoring the price reversal. From the high time frame perspective, 1 hour is basically touching the 80, already touched the 80, and right now we are in a slow grind to the downside. So something to be aware of. These are all favoring bears bias, all right, these signals. If you take a look right now, let's start actually with CME futures gap. You know that we are having huge CME futures gap from this weekend, and it's going to be closed if we touch 1 $110,000. So this is again increasing the probabilities that the bears will start reversing the price to the downside, because within the 3 months, you know that within 3 months, all of the CME futures gaps usually get closed. As you can see, I've already created here a nice head and shoulders pattern from 1 hour time frame perspective. We have broke the neckline already, break, bang, and right now we are having a retest. That's basically the support resistance reclaim, right? As you know, you need to break out and then you need to have a retest, and that's usually what triggers a continuation, because important level being flipped from support, as you can see here, it was working as a support into resistance. So I do believe if we will keep holding below this ascending trend line of this head and shoulders pattern, we will close that 110 CME futures gap level very easily. So pay attention to this ascending trend line on 1 hour time frame, but let's right now take a look at weekly time frame. Right here we have closed another weekly candle below this resistance zone, very important resistance zone made out of this magical $121,000 level, and this is again increasing the probabilities that we are right now in the first motive mode wave that will take us towards $88,000. If you are new here, smash the like button, but you know that I've been talking about the ABC expanded flat pattern, and it seems like the 5 moves for the upside since 2023 already finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the Elliott wave perspective. This was the 5th wave. It ended with ending diagonal, and since then we have started to create the secondary wave. As you know, the major secondary wave is the same as the smaller secondary waves. Basically 5 moves to the upside, first wave because it's a motive mode wave, and secondary wave is a corrective mode wave. That means the corrective mode wave can be one of these patterns. Usually it's a zigzag or flat, and I do believe that we are creating the ABC flat, where basically the B right now, it's an expanded flat. You have 3 structures of flat. It's one of them is expanded, and that is why you see the B exceeding above the start of the A wave. This is upward flat. We are right now in a downward flat, right? It's the same structure, actually it's just downward. So basically this was the A wave right here, corrective mode wave, B wave, a corrective mode wave exceed the beyond the start of the A wave, and I do believe that if we can keep holding below that $121,000, we'll start the C wave, which is a motive mode wave. That means it subdivides itself into 5 small waves, and it will take us towards $44,000. But you know that I've been talking about $240,000, right, before the major peak, and it's gonna happen. I do believe if we will start dumping towards $44,000, this is going to be an amazing buying opportunity, and if we will go towards this level, I will definitely use it with Paradise team, and we will be sharing that information with our Paradise Family VIPs. If we will start accumulating right here the same way we have been accumulating right here at the bottom at 2023, this is going to be another beautiful opportunity to start accumulating. That is why we are also saving our bullets, right? We are not shooting randomly right here at this distribution structure, because we know that if we will keep buying like crazy and we will keep again accumulating Bitcoin right here, as you know, we have sold everything, almost everything right here. If we will begin accumulating right here again and we will crash, right, we will not have enough money to buy right here at the better level, right? So we know that the probabilities until we can break and reclaim $121,000 is right now favoring bears. So we will not be wasting our bullets right here on buying aggressively during this distribution cycle. No, right? We are waiting for a better prices. That's it. Like, we have taken profit right here. It was beautiful profit. It was beautiful profit. We have made great profit since 2023. We have basically almost tripled and something our capital, and we are not really wasting our bullets right here. We are waiting for better prices, and it seems like we will get it if we will not be able to reclaim the $121,000. We are right now in the first wave that will take us towards $88,000, and that will be the first major confirmation that indeed we are in this motive mode wave that will take us towards $44,000. It's a crazy level. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this level. I know it's a crazy level, but it's usually the secondary waves are deep corrections. They retrace that much, all right, of that first wave. So as I've already told you, this will be the first major motive mode wave of our impulse from Elliott wave perspective, and then this is going to be a secondary wave. It's classic 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level retrace. It's a deep correction. The secondary waves are deep corrections. That means they are retracing at least 50% of the first wave. So it's a classic move. And 618 is something what happens on Ethereum and Bitcoin during the secondary waves. 61.8% of retrace of the first wave. It's nothing extraordinary. It happened in the past and it will happen again, right? I don't believe we will be dumping. If we are about to start dumping, it's gonna be quick, all right? I don't think it's gonna take too much of time. And then we will start the third wave, right? The motive mode third wave, this one right here. And that will take us towards $240,000. And I do believe it will hit by the end of 2026, early 2027. But as you can see right here, we are spending loads of time below this resistance. It's usually a sign of the market makers trying to get as much retail as possible into accumulation phase, because they want them basically not have enough money to buy right here. The market makers want to have an easy way to get in and then to get out as well, right? So easy way to get in, easy way to get out. What I mean by easy way, that means market makers, they are working with billions of dollars, you know, billions and billions of dollars. So they need to have an easy buying liquidity to sell to and selling liquidity to buy to, right? So there will be lots of panic selling right here. Again, it will be a perfect opportunity for them to buy silently. If we take a look also on the oscillators, they are confirming that we are having the bearish divergence on the MACD histogram. As you can see, the higher high and lower high on the histogram is confirming that the bulls are losing momentum. We have the bearish cross right here on the RSI indicator. We are having lower highs, and since 2024 higher highs on the price action. Again, this is suggesting that the momentum of the bulls is decreasing, and right here we are having a bearish cross as well on the RSI. All of these are bearish signs. Let's take a look right now. Let's zoom in into that price action, because on the daily time frame we can see much clearly what's going to be the invalidation of this first wave, that I'm telling you about, this first wave. So what is going to be the invalidation? So let's take a look at this. This was the first wave, secondary wave, and right now we are in the third wave of that higher degree, third wave, all right? So I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the 3 will be invalidated if we will start breaking above the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. So as you can see, we are at major resistance right now, very important resistance. I will turn this into a red color. I will even place here this red box just to show you how important this resistance is. So once we start breaking above this, all right, it's still not going to be for a long position, for me at least, on the daily time frame, because we have right here above us another resistance zone, so the risk to reward will not be favorable. So I'll be waiting for reclaim of this as well to start trading some long positions on the daily time frame. But once we start reclaiming the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, I will no longer be looking for short positions neither, right? Because this will be a very important invalidation of the current structure that we are forming. And if we are about to keep holding below that 618 Fibonacci retracement level, we are actually in that third wave, all right? And let me actually zoom in inside of this. So basically you can see this was actually it's going to be better visible right here on the 1 hour time frame. So this was the first wave, secondary wave, third wave. Right now we are having the fourth wave, which is being created in a contracting triangle, a special kind of a contracting triangle. It's an ascending triangle where you can see, basically somebody also call it horizontal triangle, where you see equal highs but higher lows, all right? This is type of contracting triangle. There is many types of contracting triangle, and this is one of them, all right? So very important to understand how contracting triangle can be made, and you can learn this in our website for free, mycryptoparadise.com, inside of our MCP free university. What's important right now to understand is that the triangles are subdividing itself into 5 small waves, A, B, C, D, E. And if we will keep holding this horizontal line, the next move is going to be to the downside, all right? So as you can see, this was the A wave, B wave, C wave right here. Now if we will keep holding below this resistance, below this one, we will start doing the D wave towards around $112,000, right? So we are getting back to that liquidation cluster that is exactly at $112,000. That's usually once it's hit, it retraces, it basically has a reversal, the price action has a reversal to the upside, and I do believe that might trigger the final E wave. Take a look at this. It might trigger the final E wave, which is right here. I hope you can see it. So the price action development should look something like this. D, E, if we will hold right here, definitely some nice double top formation will create a beautiful short trading opportunity. All right. So defensiveness is appropriate right now until more confirmations are on the market visible. But right now, from the current structure, it seems like that we are about to have, if we will be able to hold below this resistance, we are about to have the D wave. As we are approaching the apex of the triangle, we will start creating the E wave. Once the E wave is formed, confirmations will be needed, either like some double top formation, bearish candlestick patterns, etc. Whales selling, I want to see behind the scenes as well. And once we will have a reclaim, another short-term opportunity. So as you know, I'm already told you many videos before, I'm looking really just for short positions right here until we can basically reclaim this resistance. So I'm treating the market for short trading opportunities until I've been telling you about the changes I want to see in the market structure. So the movement will be big if we will break below this triangle, the movement will be big, and we can calculate the target right now by analyzing the height of the triangle. Take a look at this. If you will put it to the probable breakout point, for example this one, as we are going close to the apex of the triangle, I do believe the E wave will be right here, and the target of breakout of the triangle is going to be at around $97,000, which is nicely confluencing with this 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level, and I do believe that we might even hit this liquidation area, which will be working nicely as the fifth wave. That will take us towards $95,000. Ladies and gentlemen, so right now, Paradisers, I'm being very, very focused tactically on short positions upon confirmations, getting more and more aggressive, and definitely once we are having more confirmations, we can get even more aggressive, and the long positions will be only in my spectrum if we will break above that 618 Fibonacci resistance level, which is right here on the daily time frame. Okay, so from the daily time frame, it seems like right now we are in the beginning of the third wave that will take us towards that $95,000. I have told you what kind of wave pattern it's going to have the third wave. I've analyzed for you the waves right here. I do believe that of the third wave, so basically the third wave is a motive mode wave, right? This is the third wave, this is the motive mode wave, and it subdivides itself into 5 small waves. 1, 2, we have created 3, 4, right now we are creating, and if this triangle is gonna work out, we will have the fifth wave towards $95,000. And about the next price action, I will update you again in the next video, so smash the like button if you are getting some knowledge out of these videos, if you are learning more about Elliott wave theory thanks to these, about insider data, etc. And I will see you again on Thursday. Until then, take it easy and smooth, trade with a proper trading strategy, trade with a tactic, focus on long-term growth, and I will see you again on Thursday. Cheers.